Each hit should have been fatal. Instead, something extraordinary happened. The Phoenix Protocol began to show its true nature. Every system that was damaged immediately began to repair itself, not just returning to original specifications but improving. The shields grew stronger with each attack. The engines burned brighter. The hull plating adapted to resist the specific wavelengths being used against it. "This is impossible," Lieutenant Torres gasped as she watched her console repair itself after a power surge had fried half its circuits. "It's like the ship is evolving in real time." Elena nodded. "That's exactly what it's doing. The Phoenix Protocol isn't just technology. It's the culmination of everything humanity has learned about refusing to give up." The third attack never came. Instead, the alien fleet pulled back, their formations wavering for the first time in millennia. Through the communication channel, Elena could hear heated discussions in the aliens' musical language. Finally, Zephyros spoke again, but his voice was different now. The absolute certainty was gone, replaced by something that might have been confusion or even fear. "What are you?" he demanded. "What manner of creature survives the judgment of gods?" Elena walked to the front of the bridge, looking directly into the aliens' shifting features. "We're human. We're the species that looked up at the stars and decided to go there, even though we had no idea how. We're the people who got knocked down 10,000 times and got back up 10,001 times." She gestured around the bridge at her crew, who were working frantically to maintain systems that were still adapting and improving with each passing second. "We're the species that turned our greatest weakness into our greatest strength. You call yourselves gods because you've had the same power for 50,000 years. We call ourselves human because we never stopped growing." The alien fleet began to move again, but this time their approach was cautious, uncertain. They had ruled the galaxy through fear and an overwhelming force, but they had never encountered anything like the Phoenix Protocol. "You want to see what mortals can do," Elena continued. "Let me show you." She turned to Chief Nakamura. "Kenji, give me everything we've got." The old engineer grinned for the first time since the crisis began. "Captain, the Phoenix Protocol has been analyzing their weapons and defenses. I think we can give them a demonstration they'll never forget." The Defiance suddenly accelerated beyond anything the aliens had thought possible, streaking through their formation like a silver bullet. As it passed each ship, something remarkable happened. The human vessel didn't fire conventional weapons. Instead, it released bursts of pure adaptive energy that seemed to learn from each target. The first alien ship hit by this energy experienced something it had never encountered before. Its shields, designed to be impenetrable, began to falter as the human weapon adapted to their specific frequency. Its weapons, meant to be irresistible, found themselves unable to lock onto a target that changed its signature faster than their systems could track. "Impossible," Zephyros whispered, but his voice carried across the communication channel. "How can crude matter adapt faster than perfected energy?" Elena smiled. "Because crude matter includes human stubbornness, and that's something that can't be perfected. It can only get more determined." One by one, the alien ships found themselves outmatched not by superior technology, but by technology that refused to accept limitations. The Phoenix Protocol wasn't just adapting to their attacks, it was learning from them, growing stronger, becoming something new with each engagement. But the real shock came when the Defiance suddenly stopped its attack and withdrew to a safe distance. The alien fleet, damaged but not destroyed, regrouped in confusion. "Why did you stop?" Zephyros demanded. "You could have destroyed us." Elena's expression was serious as she replied. "Because destroying you would make us no better than you. Humanity doesn't conquer. We overcome, and then we offer our hand to help others do the same." The communication channel was silent for long moments. When Zephyros spoke again, his voice was different. Smaller, more uncertain. "In 50,000 years, no species has ever defeated the ethereal collective in battle. And you still haven't been defeated," Elena replied. "You've been given a choice. Continue trying to be gods and eventually meet something that will destroy you, or join the rest of us in figuring out how to be better than we were yesterday. Commander Chen stepped forward. Captain, we're receiving transmissions from across the galaxy. News of this battle is spreading through every known communication network. Elena nodded. She had expected this. Word would spread that humanity had faced down self-proclaimed gods and offered them partnership instead of conquest. Some species would be inspired. Others would be terrified. But all of them would know that there was at least one race in the galaxy that refused to needle. High Eternal Zephyros, Elena said formally, on behalf of humanity, I offer you and your people the chance to discover what you can become when you stop trying to be gods and start trying to be better. The alien's form shimmered and changed, the patterns of light beneath his skin shifting to colors Elena had never seen before. When he spoke, his voice carried a note of something that might have been wonder. You would trust us after we destroyed your research station, after we threatened your species with extinction. Elena nodded. We would, because we believe that anyone can change and everyone deserves the chance to try. The ethereal fleet began to disperse, but not in retreat. Instead, they arranged themselves in a formation that Elena recognized from human naval tradition, a honor guard. Zephyros appeared on the screen one final time, but now his appearance was different, less overwhelming, more humble. Captain Elena Vasquez of the species called human, he said formally, the ethereal collective accepts your offer. We have much to learn about becoming better than we were. As the alien ships departed, Elena remained on the bridge, watching them go. The Phoenix Protocol was still active, still learning, still growing. But more importantly, it had proven something that would echo across the galaxy for generations to come. Dr. Kim looked up from her station with a smile. Captain, we're receiving congratulatory messages from 17 different species. Apparently, the ethereal collective had been demanding worship from half the galaxy. Elena chuckled. Well, I suppose we've had a busy day then. Captain, Lieutenant Torres said, Earth Command is requesting a full report on the Phoenix Protocol. Elena settled back into her captain's chair, feeling more tired than she had ever been in her life. But it was a good tired, the kind that came from doing something worthwhile. Tell Earth Command that the Phoenix Protocol worked exactly as designed. It proved that humanity's greatest weapon isn't our technology. It's our refusal to accept that anything is impossible. She looked around the bridge at her crew, these remarkable people who had faced down gods and offered them friendship instead of revenge. And tell them one more thing, Elena added with a smile. Tell them that the universe just got a lot more interesting. The UEA's Defiance continued on its mission of exploration, but now it carried more than just human dreams among the stars. It carried proof that even gods could learn to be something better, and that sometimes the best way to win a war was to turn your enemies into friends. The galaxy would never be the same. The main screen changed to show the research station, a sprawling complex of interconnected modules and laboratories that had been humanity's farthest outpost in this region of space. For a moment, everything seemed normal. Then the station simply ceased to exist. There was no explosion, no debris field, no gradual destruction. One moment the station was there, and the next it had been erased from reality, as if it had never existed at all. 847 people, gone in an instant without even time to send a distress signal. Commander Chen's face went pale. Captain, that's impossible. Nothing in our physics can explain what just happened. Elena closed her eyes for a brief moment, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders like a lid blanket. When she opened them again, her expression was hard as steel. No, Marcus, it's very possible, and we just watched it happen. The question is what we do now. Captain, Chief Nakamura called from the engineering station. Kenji Nakamura was a veteran of 40 years in space, a man who had kept ships running when everything else failed. I'm detecting 53 ships approaching our position. Their design matches nothing in our databases, and their energy signatures are consistent with what we observed at the research station. Elena looked around her bridge at the faces of her crew. These were good people, the best humanity had to offer. They had signed up to explore the unknown, to push the boundaries of human knowledge and achievement. None of them had expected to face beings that claimed to be gods and had the power to back up that claim. Options? Elena asked. We could try to run, Marcus suggested. The Defiance has good engines. Maybe we could make it back to human space and warn Earth about what's out here. With 53 ships hunting us. Sarah shook her head. Captain, based on what we've seen, they could probably catch us before we reach the edge of the system. We could try to negotiate, Lieutenant Torres offered hesitantly. Maybe there's some kind of tribute or service we could offer instead of worship. Elena considered each option, but she already knew what her answer would be. She had grown up on the mining colonies of Titan, where failure meant death and backing down meant watching your friends and family suffer. Her father had taught her that sometimes you had to stand up to bullies, no matter how big they were. There's a third option, Elena said quietly. We fight. The bridge fell silent. Marcus was the first to speak. Captain, with all due respect, that's suicide. 53 ships against one, and they have technology we can't even understand. Elena turned to Chief Nakamura. Kenji, how long until the Phoenix Protocol is ready? The old engineer's eyes widened. Captain, that system is still experimental. We've never tested it in actual combat conditions. How long? Elena repeated. Nakamura checked his readings. 47 minutes to full activation, assuming nothing goes wrong. Elena nodded. Then we have 47 minutes to prepare for the impossible. She activated the ship-wide communication system. All hands, this is the captain. As you may have heard, we've made contact with a hostile alien force that has already destroyed Research Station Alpha. They've given us an ultimatum. Submit to them as gods or be destroyed. She paused, looking around the bridge at her senior staff. Each of them was watching her with expressions of fear, determination, and something else. Trust. They trusted her to make the right decision, even when there were no good choices. I want you all to know that I will never ask you to kneel to anyone or anything, Elena continued. Humanity didn't crawl out of caves, build cities, reach for the stars, and explore the galaxy just to bow down to self-proclaimed gods. But I also won't order anyone to die for my principles. Anyone who wants to leave in the escape pods can do so now, no questions asked. She waited, but no one moved. Not a single person on the bridge requested transfer to an escape pod. Very well, Elena said, and for the first time since the crisis began, she smiled. Then let's show these false gods what humans do when someone tries to make us kneel. All departments, prepare for battle stations. This is going to be one for the history books. As red alert lights began flashing throughout the ship and the crew rushed to their battle positions, Elena remained on the bridge, watching the approaching alien fleet. They moved in perfect formation, confident in their power and supremacy. They had never faced anything like humanity before, and they were about to learn why that was a serious mistake. The divine ultimatum. The stars had never looked so threatening to Captain Elena Vasquez as they did from the bridge of the UES Defiance. It was the year 2394, and humanity had been exploring the galaxy for over 2 centuries, but nothing had prepared them for what waited beyond the Veil Nebula. The massive cloud of cosmic dust and gas had hidden secrets that perhaps should have remained buried in the darkness of space. Elena stood with her hands clasped behind her back, watching as her science team worked frantically at their stations. The Defiance was the flagship of the 3rd Exploration Fleet, a vessel that represented the best of human engineering and determination. Unlike many ships that prioritized appearance, the Defiance was built purely for function. Its hull was scared from countless missions. Its corridors echoed with the footsteps of a crew that had seen wonders and horrors across the galaxy. Captain, we're receiving another transmission from the artifact, reported Lieutenant Torres from the communication station. Her voice carried a tremor that hadn't been there a week ago, before they had made first contact with something that defied everything humanity thought they knew about the universe. "Put it through the universal translator and display it on the main screen," Alina ordered. The bridge fell silent as the view screen flickered to life, showing an image that made several crew members step back involuntarily. The being that appeared before them was tall and ethereal, its form seeming to shift between solid matter and pure energy. Its skin was translucent, revealing patterns of light that flowed like liquid mercury beneath the surface. When it spoke, its voice resonated with harmonics that seemed to bypass the ears and speak directly to the soul. "Primitive creatures of flesh and crude metal," the being intoned, its words carrying the weight of absolute authority. "I am High Eternal Zephyros of the Ethereal Collective. You have disturbed our sacred domain with your clumsy vessels and ignorant presence." Commander Marcus Chen, Alina's first officer, moved closer to her side. Marcus had served with Alina for 12 years, through pirate raids, alien diseases, and cosmic storms that could tear a ship apart. He was a steady presence, but Alina could see the tension in his shoulders as he watched the alien entity. "We are peaceful explorers," Alina responded, stepping forward so the alien could see her clearly. "I am Captain Alina Vasquez of the United Earth ship Defiance. We mean no harm to you or your people. We're simply trying to understand the universe we share." The alien's laugh was like the sound of crystal breaking in reverse, beautiful and terrible at the same time. "People, you misunderstand your position. Small creature, we are not people. We are gods. For 50,000 of your years, we have ruled this sector of space. Every species that dwells within our domain acknowledges our divinity and serves our will." Dr. Sarah Kim, the chief science officer, looked up from her console with wide eyes. Sarah was brilliant, with 3 degrees in xenobiology and a mind that could unravel the most complex mysteries of alien life. But even she seemed shaken by what they were facing. "Captain," Sarah whispered, "the energy readings from their ships are off the charts. The power signatures suggest technology that's millennia ahead of anything we've encountered." Alina nodded slightly, acknowledging the information without taking her eyes off the alien. "High Eternal Zephyros, we respect your advanced civilization, but we cannot acknowledge anyone as gods. That goes against everything we believe as humans." The alien's form seemed to grow brighter, the patterns beneath its skin pulsing with increased intensity. "Your beliefs are irrelevant. You will kneel before the ethereal collective and accept our divine authority, or you will be removed from existence like the countless others who have dared to defy us." "And if we refuse both options?" Alina asked, her voice steady despite the fear she felt creeping up her spine. "Then you will witness the power of gods," Zephyros replied, and the transmission ended abruptly. The bridge was silent for a long moment before the proximity alarms began blaring. Lieutenant Torres' hands flew over her console as she tried to make sense of the readings flooding in. "Captain, massive energy spike detected near Research Station Alpha," she reported, her voice rising with panic. "It's 3 light minutes away, studying the nebula's edge." Elena felt her blood turn to ice. Research Station Alpha housed 847 scientists and support staff, dedicated researchers who had volunteered to spend years in the depths of space to expand human knowledge. "Get me a visual," she ordered.